Yaser Asprilla is ready for Galatasaray, and for the first time in a long time, the board actually completed the transfer nobody knew about until Fabrizio Romano tweeted, "Here we go." And I have criticized the board a lot, but when they are doing something good, I need to praise them as well. So this was a huge win from them, I think. I did not know much about Asprilla before he signed for us. The first thing I did was to look at his stats, and this is seeing here in 176 games, he has 17 goals and 15 assists. Out of this, 6 goals and 3 assists are from the Colombian league. The first thing I imagined was that he's probably a perfectly player for Okan Hoxha's system, physical player, fast player, strong player, or whatever, who's running much behind the defense, a bit like Barışalp. But that was the first thing I imagined in my mind, because when I looked at these stats, it was not very, very good. But I was totally wrong. Asprilla is more like a number 10, or when he's playing 10, he's more like this combination between 10 and 8. And when he's playing winger, he's more like a playmaker winger. He signed for Watford in 2022 from Envigado in Colombian league. He played in Watford 2 seasons and was their wonder kid. He played very well in the championship. Did so well that Girona signed him. He was linked to many clubs. And as you see, he was signed as their number 10, and we need to give some context here. This was after Girona's incredible season in in the La Liga, where they ended up at third place and was for a long time in the title race against Real Madrid and Barcelona. And they needed to strengthen their squad before the Champions League for the first time in their history, and Asprilla was their number 10 signing, 18 million euros, and was coming in with extremely high hopes. Asprilla is born in 2003 November, so you can almost say that he's a 2004 model. They had huge expectations for him in Girona. When they're coming in to this club, they want to still compete in the La Liga and in the Champions League. That season, the last year season, was his first season, and Girona ended up on 16th place in La Liga and was 1 point from relegation, and only got 3 points in the Champions League, which means that they had a very, very difficult season. So it's very hard for a very young player under these circumstances to, to play good, to have that confidence. So it's a very difficult environment, I think, with these huge expectations, and your team is underperforming so much. And to have that start when you're that young, it's very, very difficult. So therefore, his performances in Girona, it's very hard to say too much about it, I think, especially in terms of the mental things. But we can try to explain what type of player he is. As you see here, this is accurate passes to the penalty box per 90 minutes from a player born or are under 21 years old from last season, and Asprilla was on second place just behind Cherki in Lyon, and Cherki signed for Manchester City, as we know. Incredible player, by the way. So this is a bit kind of the type Asprilla is, at least from what I have seen. Let's look at it. As you see here, look at how deep he is. This is against Valladolid in La Liga, where he played left winger. He went much inside. But as you see here, look at his vision. He's on the circle, playing it where the arrow is. He can see these kind of things. He's very low on the field, as you see here. This is against Liverpool in the Champions League. He sees the run where the arrow is and plays a good ball. Again, look how low he is on the field. I need to emphasize that because that's the kind of player, at least what I saw from Asprilla, is that he's very deep on the field. And for me, much more like a playmaker type, as I said. And this is a bit from his playing style. He's in the circle, a bit difficult to see him. He goes inside, takes the ball up with him, turn the play to the left back, who is coming on the run. And as you see here, he doesn't sprint into the box, Asprilla. He's not that type who is running straight into the box. He's much more outside. He wants the ball back again from the left back, for example, to keep the play going. He's very much of a possession player as well. As you see here, he's outside the 16. The cross is getting cleared. In the air, he's taking a brilliant touch and almost score on Alisson. So he got a good shot. He's good at dribbling. All the offensive things like dribbling, technique, ball control, it's very promising, I must say. And he's for me a player that can under these correct circumstances, he can be a very good player. He has been seen as this next big Colombian player, and he was, for example, in the Copa America squad in 2024 when he was 20 years old, because he's born late in 2003, for the Colombian team who went to the final in Copa America. We remember Sanchez and Cuesta played in the final there against Argentina and lost. So he was in that squad. He played one game from there. So very promising player. If we want to buy him, the fee is around 23 million euros, I think. His salary probably won't be that high. He's a left-footed, as you guys probably know, and he performed well against Liverpool in this game, which I saw. He was good against Real Madrid. I think we all have seen these clips from Real Madrid, Liverpool. He got some Champions League experience as well. And I think it's a good thing to have a player like him, because he's a bit different to many of our players, especially our wingers. A bit more like Yunus Akgün maybe. So I think that Asprilla will play more as a number 10. That's what I'm guessing. But again, Gabriel Sara's doing well there now. Yunus Akgün, of course, is playing there. Ilkay can play there. So to just have options up front is very, very good. And he's young. He's 22 years old. I really want to emphasize that 22 is very, very young. I know that you can compare him to many players who are 22, 23, 21 years old, but someone needs more time. Other than that, he's not physical strong. He's very light. He's light-footed like Noah Lang, in the physical presence. Sometimes Asprilla can keep the ball too much, I think, and when they're coming in with their bodies, he can lose it. He has some weird decisions, of course, because he's very young yet, and but I still like this kind of transfer, and I can't wait to see him actually, because he's a very fun player to watch. When he has his day and dribble past these players, it looks so effortless. But the thing I liked about him was that his vision. I think that's his best attribute, is his vision, and actually his smartness with the ball as well. So I think he's going to be a good option offensively. And what do I think about our squad then? I think that what you can do then, if they're going to buy one more midfielder, for example, then you can put Lemina as a center back rotation player. And you can put in Kazımcan, Asprilla, and Noah Lang in the Champions League squad, because you can put in 3 players. This is what I'm thinking right now, at least. Because then Eren Elmalu can be an option as a winger as well, maybe. And Kazımcan can be an option as the left back. If not, they're getting some Fırsat transfers, Marmoush and another midfielder, then maybe they're going to not take in one of, because you can only take in 3 players to the Champions League squad. I don't know, but we have to just wait and see. This it is still some days to go in this transfer window. Everything can happen, so we just need to wait and see. But I'm very, I will not, it will be an interesting signing, Asprilla. So good to have some young players as well. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.